Welcome to my Saturday morning midlife crisis, where cartoons are out, coffee's in, and the family drama writes itself. I'm Austin.
And I'm Alex.
But you have different things where everyone's having their different moments with Bo, and Bo is he's basically expressing that he doesn't have a feeling of self-purpose.
Yeah.
Because he is no longer working. It is really about providing and managing their household so that Stassi can go do all of the wonderful things that is providing for their family.
Yeah.
It's providing them an epic lifestyle. They were referring to one of the times where he's like feeling really down. He's like, I shouldn't feel down. I'm going to the Stranger Things premiere. Why? Like it was almost like he's he has real feelings, but he doesn't even know how to fully express them, because it makes him, when you say it on the surface of like, I just want to go out and I want to work and I want to do all these things, but I'm also going to go to the Stranger Things premiere. And a 9 to 5, you might not be able to do the Stranger Things premiere.
Yeah.
And I don't know what it is to be a casting director and the flexibility there. I mean, that's not corporate America, but it's also probably not, you can't just do everything you want to do either.
Yeah.
And so he was having a hard time because he's articulating throughout the show, he's always with the kids. And when he tries to surface the conversation with Stassi, she shuts it down. And in the confessionals, she's very clear with like, I don't understand. I do all of these things for him. I provide for him. He goes out to the movies during the day. He goes and does this whenever he wants. What does he have to complain about? And through the whole episodes, like every episode, and it's funny because I guess before I get to this last point, but throughout all the episodes, she's talking with her friends because there's this underlying Bo and Stassi relationship dynamic that's just, this thread is being pulled through every episode. And she's having these conversations of like, yeah, I'm trying with Bo, but, I don't know. And they're like, well, do you give him a kiss in the morning? She's like, no. And they're like, well, do you smack his butt? And she's like, no. Like in her head, it's so foreign for her.
We're sitting on the couch at home, cuddled up, chilling, watching movies. You got your leg on top of my leg. I don't want your leg there.
I was like, oh my gosh, I am Stassi to a degree, because there are times where I'm just like,
you are Stassi. You're not Lacey. You're Stassi.
I think I am Stassi.
I am the devil, and don't you forget it.
Stassi, you're right, because when I was just reminded of like who she is and how she talks and her lack of conscious thought for some things, I was like, oh shit, I am Stassi, because I will go through the routine. And if it is just not part of my routine, I do have very black and white thoughts. The friend dynamic was, Stassi, you have to do all these things. And she's like, why? I'm busy. I'm a working woman. I do all these things. I provide, which is exactly how I feel. Like I do all of these things. I volunteer. I do all this extracurricular stuff. I blah, 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 blah. And I'm very proud of that. And I'm not going to change that, because those things are fulfilling to me. The caveat is Stassi shut it down when Bo wanted to do those things. In general, you have to figure out that balance. And Stassi is unwilling, or portraying in these moments, to find that balance. She did make effort. And I think that's the part that gets lost. And again, at the end, she gets frustrated that her friends aren't recognizing. But she's like, okay, Bo does need this. Let's go on a date. They do the graveyard date thing, which was her showing like, I'm making a conscientious effort to try. Bo, then you fast forward, he, without telling her, at Christmas time, they're
this is the one time my jaw dropped.
They're decorating.
My jaw dropped.
Oh, I was like, I know exactly what this next stitch is going to be for the confessional. So they're decorating the Christmas tree with the kids, and Katie, and was Taylor there? Probably.
There was 2 people there. I don't remember who all was there, but that's not even important. The point is, they had guests. They were kids, decorating the Christmas tree. The kids were there.
Christmas tree, which this is an important fact or piece. She makes a point to say, I've always had a themed tree, but after having kids, it just went out the window. She's already lost control of that moment of decorating the tree. And of a person that likes control, that is a very hard step.
And she loves Christmas.
And especially when you love Christmas. And when you release that to your children, I guarantee Stassi is like me and she goes back and course corrects that tree later because you can't let it go. You can't fully let it go.
Yeah, right.
But then Beau drops the bomb.
He did.
I have to go because I have a job interview. Essentially, he was meeting back with his like past like boss
after being shut down a few times.
After being shut down
previous
by Stassi,
episodes,
he drops it, and you can see her go, "Oh, what? Oh!" And she went into stealth. She shut down every emotion. It was like you could just see the switches clicking off. Click, 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 click. Yep. And I was like, oh, I've been there.
The fuses were going off and she was just quickly like...
It was like the circuit breaker when you flip
I was just going to say. Yeah. The fuses were going off. So she just went real quick before anything bad happened.
Before there was an explosion.
She's like, not in front of my friends, not in front of the camera, not in front of the kids. Yeah.
And she just shut it all down. And I was like, oh, this is... you better run, Beau.
My jaw dropped. Yeah. But I also get it.
Yeah, I get it. I mean, I've been in that situation where somebody hasn't wanted to tell me something, so then they drop the ball and they
And for those who that are listening that don't get it, Stassi is the definition of it's better to beg for forgiveness than to ask for permission. She is the definition.
Yeah. And I guess, oh, damn, I'm somewhat of that too.
You have a lot of apologizing to do for my childhood now that you're realizing this.
I was thinking more for my poor husband. Poor guy.
There is a very funny part, though, that does happen that I don't think Stassi realized the full picture, because after that, there's more of a time jump. There's other things that happen, so this is a little later, but Stassi does make a comment of things between Beau and I are getting a lot better.
Yeah.
You know, and Beau kept saying, when she kept shutting him down, he kept saying, he's like, this is what I need. I need this spark, you know, I need to get back working. I guarantee. And he even was telling the cameras, he's like, I bet it really would help our relationship if I personally started feeling better about myself. So now we're time jumping. Beau's working, you know, I don't know exactly what the extent of it, how often, whatever, but he's working. And Stassi makes the comment of like, everything's getting better.
Yeah, this is the effort I'm putting into
it. Again, she thinks it's her, but
is making it better.
But it's very interesting that when you look at the events that happen and the time, you know, to let the dust settle and things like that, it's very interesting that it's like, maybe Beau was onto something, Stassi.
Exactly. And you get to the end, because I feel like we just got to fast forward.
We do.
So you get to the end of the season, and basically at this point, Katie, Taylor, Christina, they've come back. They've all reunited after they've had their little falling out, little explosion for like 10 seconds. It was more of a tantrum between Christina and Taylor. But once they were like, oh, we can actually use this to our advantage, having Katie on our side, they all regroup also with the sisters and Rob to say, we need to have an intervention to help save Stassi and Beau. Okay.
And this is now happening after Stassi says things between Beau and I are getting better.
And Beau's also saying the same thing.
Beau is saying the same thing.
It's all right. I feel that way too. It's all right. We feel that way together, okay?
Essentially, Stassi's like, well, I want there to be a finale. So Stassi tries to stir the pot with her producer hat on, and she randomly puts it out there. Rob and her sister, Beau's sister, Georgia, whichever one, but Beau's sister, you guys still have beef, and why are you okay? And and she ignites Beau, and that was wrong, because had Beau not been ignited, I think the whole night would have been gone differently. But Beau and Rob start going at it. They're hot. Katie, knowing reality TV, is like, shit, I got to course correct this because we had a plan. You're going against the plan.
Yeah.
I'm going to course correct the situation. And she does. And she says it well. And she said it matter-of-factly. She basically is telling Stassi in different words, but you and Beau have a problem. Beau needs to be heard. I'm here to flag this to you. Opens it up for Beau to be heard. Problem is, Beau was already ignited.
Yes.
And then you have Christina and Taylor coming in, also wanting to convey their position, but their positions were clouded.
No. Oh, well, yes.
Their positions were clouded. Christina's cloud is she was projecting.
Yes.
She is and was or whatever. I think she was not wrong on her understanding Beau. What she was understanding of Beau is what Beau was expressing. I feel like I don't have a life outside of here. I feel like my voice doesn't matter if it's, I feel all I can do is talk about the kids because I'm just now informing you of this aspect of your life because this is all that I have to contribute. I think she read that situation correctly, but her emotion and her desire to convey that was more projection than his lens to her. She was just using it to communicate. And I felt her in that moment because I've been in that situation where you're just like, I have had moments where all I do was the kids. I would work and do the kids, and that was it. And I couldn't do anything else because I had to do it all. And you have to get through that moment in a relationship and find who you are and find the balance of kids and all the other things you can do to get out of that. And Christina clearly wasn't there in that moment of time that they were filming. And that was all projection, which wasn't good because then she wasn't factual and foundational like Katie was.
Yes.
That fueled the fire. It
sure did. It rocked the boat for Stassi. Also, when Taylor was talking,
joined in,
I just completely
shut down.
Like, I was like, anything you say is invalid because right now your wife is Zoom calling us from her being pregnant and giving birth to your guys' kid while you're over here doing this.
Yes. And for me, it was more about Taylor, you're now speaking your perspective because you are trying to clock in for work. You are not speaking. I mean, as always, there is like some real emotion and real feelings, sure, but you are also clocking in for work, number one. And number two,
that's how she's treating it.
You have not been a Katie. I'm going to assume in this, however long of your friendship with Stassi, you've been more agreeable and on stage.
She's a yes man.
She's a yes man. So for you to do this in this moment, I'm nervous for you. You probably had a whole email apology plus a present plus I will never do that again after this filmed.
Do not trust her. She is a fugly slut.
And so all of that has happened. And now Stassi can't hear. Stassi shut it down. And I understand why she got so emotional. And I do have to say, being super vulnerable with the crowd of people that I have no idea who listens or watches, I've been in that ugly cry moment that Stassi was in. And I was like, oh, Stassi, I feel you. You are so in the wrong, but I also fully understand where you are. And I hear you and I feel you. And I've been in that ugly cry where it's like, F you, F you, F you, F you. Don't ever want to talk to any of you again. Like, everything, I was feeling it so much. And I was like, this is why I need to move to California and be her friend.
What? Did we just become best friends? Yep.
I guess my point is, because I know we have to get to other things, but House of Stassi, a really good watch.
10 out of 10 reality show.
10 out of 10. My biggest watch out for season 2, because I have to imagine there's probably going to be a season 2, was the only part of the whole season that I did not like was the very end. The last confessional with Stassi.
I forget what she said.
Well, I don't remember what she said either, but I think it goes back to when you said I was wrong about the evolved Stassi.
Oh, right.
Because I do feel like she evolved, but at the end, when the episode basically ends, it is on a cliffhanger because there isn't resolution. Her and Beau, she basically says...
rocky. They went from doing really well, and this dinner just...
She said, I never want to see you again. Crying on the floor of this ship, just crying to herself, like, I want out of here, I feel like I'm gonna throw up, like that kind of like raw, like very deep emotion. And you have everybody sitting around the dinner table going, what the heck, like, we don't know if the baby's been born yet, we don't know how did Katie go and consult her, what happened to the sisters, like you were left. And basically the confessional is Stassi saying they're gonna know Like, I'm going to clear my house, basically. Like, I'm going to really take a hard look because I have been doing all these things. I wanted the show to be this particular way. And now you all turned on me. That's her impression. And it was kind of like, you're going to know.
Yeah.
I want there to be, that's the only part of the show that I liked because it was Stassi being Stassi. And she was trying to give a moment there. But Stassi, I'm okay if you evolve.
I'm tired of being the bigger man. My grandfather said, boy, if you got to keep always being the bigger man, you're hanging around with too many small damn people. I'm not finna be the bigger man.
Well, we're going to have to move on.
Okay, fine. All right.
So thanks for watching. If you want to check out the full episode, be sure to listen to us on Spotify at My Saturday Morning Midlife Crisis.